Bernardo here, and today we'll be teaching you how to make a genius marketing campaign. And as an example, as a really good example, we will be analyzing the Think Different Apple campaign. It was a genius campaign, right? It was the one. It was the one that Steve Jobs did. I think that he did. Like it was the last campaign. At least it was one of the last campaigns he did before he had his illness, right? And consequently he died. But it was a genius one. And today this is will be the one which will be analyzing, right? But before that, I'll just talk like really quick about what we offer here at Lerner Media, right? You will see the genius work that we can also do on this video. And if you want to talk to me personally about a marketing campaign or any other type of campaign, right? And here at Lerner Media, we help you sell more. Basically it. And we understand you as the business owner. My family members are business owners. I myself am a business owner, right? So I know everything about like margins and what you need to do specifically to increase sales. Because a lot of marketing agencies, they tend to think a lot about only themselves, right? As an example, they like to ask for a cut of the money that you're investing. And that like doesn't make any kind of sense, right? Because if you aren't delivering results, why are you even asking for a cut of the budget? Like it doesn't make any kind of sense. So, and that is just one of the examples, right? But basically, we understand you as a business owner, from business owner to business owner. And if you think that this video is valuable or any other video that you've seen is valuable, book a call below. It will be the first link here on the description and on the comments, right? Book a call with me. Let's have a talk and let's see what we can do for your business, right? Because every business is different, right? There are many different types of strategies that we can do for you, and it all depends on your niche, on the price that you ask for clients, right? So there are a lot of intricacies that every business is different, and we like to talk to you, right, to see how we can do a tailored strategy for you guys. So book a call below and let's talk. Apple's campaign, Think Different. Well, for the ones who don't know this campaign, it was basically the one. Let me see if I can search it here. No, actually, no, I won't show. It's the campaign that it was. If I'm not mistaken, it was for Apple 3, the Mac 3, right? The Macintosh 3, right? And it was basically the one that they talked about, like the misfits, the crazy ones who changed the world and all that stuff. It it was a genius campaign because deep inside of ourselves, every person is different in a way, right? Everyone is singular in a sense, right? In something that they like doing on or on a specific topic that they think differently from the crowd, right? And also, and this happens even more right now because everyone, we're like in an epidemic of meaning, like of lack of meaning, right? Everyone, due to social media, people could see how shallow, I would say, how shallow they are, right? How replicable they are. And they're just searching for any type of meaning, right? A thing to separate them from the crowd, a thing that makes them unique because they don't want to feel like everybody, you know? Even though people have a tendency to try to fit in, they like to fit in, but have a twist, I would say. People like to fit in. That's why trends are a thing. That's why people joining communities, doing things that they don't want to, but their tendency to fit in is what asking them to do it. But they want to fit in, but they want to have a twist, a thing that make them unique. So they're fighting against these two things, right? They're wrestling, I would say. And the thing different, go straight into this part, right? Straight into the I want to have a unique thing about me. It goes straight in, right? Because actually, let me see if here are some of the ads, right? Here is basically the written part of the video that they had, right? This basically is a text, right? That that Steve Jobs read, right? Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the rallies in the square holes. He basically touches into this uniqueness from every single person, right? He goes deep into that. And basically, they say that the misfits, the crazy ones, are actually the ones who change the world because they doubt status quo and they look at something, they look at a problem and say, we can do this from another angle. We can solve this problem from another angle. We can do this differently. And that's why think different. And basically, throughout the campaign, he talks about a lot of people that throughout the story of humanity, they did differently. Like, and then they show pictures of like Albert Einstein, Muhammad Ali, Mahatma Gandhi. Who else? They show a lot of people, a lot of images, right? Of many people that they basically revolutionized their sectors, I would say, quote unquote sectors, right? Here, see, there are many other guys. Albert Einstein here, Charlie Chaplin here, Mahatma Gandhi, um, Bob Dylan. You know, many different people that in their fields, in their endeavors, they thought differently. They thought differently. And as I said, this is one of the biggest Apple campaigns ever. And most importantly, because that's what matters in a marketing campaign. Marketing campaigns are basically for you to make association from something to your product, to something to your brand, right? And on this campaign, they basically associated thinking differently, breaking the status quo, changing entire industries with Mac, with Apple products. And by doing that, they position themselves as the best in the field. Back in the day, had like there were two main competitors back in the day. There was Apple with the Macintosh and IBM with I don't know the name of IBM's computers. And by the way, because of their lack of competence in doing branding, in doing things differently, no one now know a model of IBM computer, while everyone knows at least what a MacBook is, or at least what Apple is, or any products from the Mac line, right? MacBook, Mac Pro, MacBook Pros, MacBook Air, right? And by doing this association, they associated the best, the misfits, the crazy ones, the ones who actually do with Apple. And what you need to do to your brand is basically do that association, right? You need to associate your brand. No, actually, you need to associate something to your brand. Usually, marketing campaigns tend to associate like the best with your brand or a certain feeling with your brand. Luxury brands do that a lot, right? As an example, Bugatti uh advertising, right? what they want to do, they want to associate exclusiveness, specialty, novelty, emotion with Bugatti. It most of it due to its exclusiveness, right? They want to associate exclusivity to Bugatti. Because if you've seen a Bugatti like all the time on the streets, people will be like, "Ah, yeah, Bugattis, whatever, huh? Whatever." You know, they want to do that association, and by doing this association, using the Bugatti example, exclusiveness to Bugatti, people who want to feel exclusive, people who want to be the best, who want to feel certain emotions, they want to buy the Bugatti because they did this association previously on marketing campaigns. So basically, how to do a genius marketing campaign for your brand, right? This is the topic of the video, and this is what we're talking about. You want to associate the feeling that you want with your product. So, as an example, you have well, shit, my water bottle isn't here. I usually use the water bottle example. Um, you have a computer. I'll just use this example. You have a computer. What do you want to associate your product with? As an example of the computer, you want a computer to be fast. You want a computer to be how good is a broad term, so it's not a good example. You want it to be fast. You want it to be reliable. You want to feel like techy, that you're receiving the best technology in the market. And more than that, you want something reliable, right? You want something reliable. And what Apple did, Apple did this association, right? The What Apple basically did on Think Different, he made this association of people who are the best in their fields, people who think different, use Mac. And they give a lot of examples throughout the marketing campaign overall, right? They give a lot of examples. And also on this campaign, Steve Jobs usually he liked to say that if a lot of the people who are now dead but they thought differently, they would use a Mac instead of an IBM, right? They they like to play with that, but basically you want to make an association. As an example, makeup. That's a good product to make an association. Um, Fashion brands like clothing, usually on the clothing sector, right? You're not selling specifically the quality of the of your clothes, even though that might be a differentiator. You're selling mostly the emotions you want to evoke. You're selling exclusivity, and you're selling a community in a sense, right? I like to talk a lot about community because that's what gonna make you win in the long run, and that's what will make your product and your brand unique, different from the rest of the market, right? So to go on, right? What Apple made, they made the association of MacBooks being the best computer to use and the ones who think different, the ones who change the world. And here are some Steve Jobs marketing tricks. I've I've seen this in a book. I forgot the name of the book, but it was basically talking about how Steve Jobs wrote pitch decks in his famous PowerPoint slides when they were launching a new product. And but this applies to all of their marketing campaigns, their slides, and their big ideas on their marketing campaigns. For the ones who don't know what the big idea is, the big idea basically is what you're selling on the marketing campaign overall. The big idea on Think Different is think different. right? But to expand in that, the Think Different big idea was to show that people who change the world are the ones who think different. That was basically their big idea. And for you to apply that to your campaign, you gotta know your products and know your brand. So I'll give an example. I'll give an example. I'll give an example of a fake makeup brand that I just created right now. Right, for a marketing campaign for makeup, considering girls, women overall tend to be very insecure about their looks, about their bodies, about themselves. You would like to make girls, women overall, feel secure and beautiful. That is the main idea. That's not the big idea yet, but that is the main structure that you want to make. And since girls, women are more emotional than men, you would like to create more emotions on your assets and on your marketing campaign. So what are you gonna do? On the example of this fictitious makeup brand, what you need to do is to sell them beauty. Let me try to create a slogan here for a second. Um, a good slogan that will fit in, that would like to sell emotion to women and that they are beautiful. Um, I'll just create a random one because if not, I will be like 5 minutes here deep into the video. So I'll just shoot a thing like love yourself, average. You always beautiful. That would be good for a brand that it's like daily makeup for the day to day. Always beautiful, beautiful regardless. So basically, you got it right. You guys won't be like watching my brainstorm section, but basically, they had a big idea. It They tend to focus a lot on the big ideas when doing pitch decks and sales and marketing campaigns. So, Steve Jobs' marketing trick. Don't use 10 words if you can use three. That's just an example of numbers, but the principle is here, basically, right? There's no reason for you to write a lot in your ad sets, on your text, uh, on your TSLs, on whatever. There's no reason for you to write a lot if you can summarize your idea into a small portion of it. Because considering that you want to make people feel emotion, so they react to this emotion and they buy from you, or they agree with what you're selling, you want to give them information enough for them to feel, for them to create, the kind of emotions that they want to feel, right? Uh, Using the Think Different example, right? On the Think Different marketing campaign, we weren't talking about a specific niche on a specific topic, right? They were talking broadly, right? So they were talking to the misfits, to the ones who actually change the world. There's nothing niche in here, because when they say that to the ones who think different, people that are watching, they will think about it like, oh yeah, I'm different. Yeah, I'm different on this topic. I'm different on my topic of choice, right? Topic X, my topic of choice, right? So you basically want to talk as few as possible, enough for them to feel the emotion that you want them to feel, but not enough because otherwise it would be like, I know, a big discourse or something like that. They like that, and don't use words if you can show them images. Mac, the Apple actually is really strong on this, and here's a commercial that they did, right, which was the Sega, wait, the first MacBook, right? And here's basically the example.
I'm a new soul, I came to this street, hoping I could learn a bit about how to give and take.
You guys got it? But basically, there isn't a single word in this ad set, right? There is not a single word. That's just the music, but just for the soundtrack. But not a single word has been said on the ad set, but it showed everything. It was the first MacBook commercial, so what they tried to show is that even more back in the day, because right now we're very used to thin laptops, but back in the day, this was a huge deal, and basically they showed that a MacBook Air is as thin as I forgot the name of this in English. It's very thin and it's very light, right? So basically, not a single word was said. They showed us, what they wanted to show, and they passed their message. They got their point, and you also understood it, right? And the Steve Jobs way of making creatives. Here's some basic guidelines, right? Keep it simple. And this was what I said to you before, that the less they know, the more they can imagine on their minds and they can adapt to their situation. And make it intentional. Make it intentional. When you're doing the ad set, you need to know what you're going to make them feel, right? You want to tailor your ad set to what they want, to what you want them to feel. Because ad sets, we are basically trying to create an emotion, create a desire for your product, and they go to your website and they look at your website and they buy. That's what you want at first. Later, you can create a community that will increase your LTV, decrease your CAC, organic content, blah, 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 all that stuff. But the first thing you need is ad sets that evoke emotion, basically desire. Bring them to a landing page, your website, and sell them. That's the first thing you want to do. And what is the intention behind that? The big idea that I said to you before, by having a big idea or to understanding what your big idea is, you know how to guide every type of, you know how to guide the different types of assets to specific emotions based on your big idea. It was the intention behind that, basically. Make them feel something, to bring their website, and to consequentially to sell them. That's what I said previously. So, analysis. This was what I wrote about the Think Different campaign. Apple made the Think Different campaign based on being different and embracing the difference in everyone. Everyone wants to feel special, and by using Mac, they stand for being special. That's the correlation that they did on this marketing campaign, and that you guys can do it too. They created the correlation. Having a Mac equals being special. Having a Mac equals thinking different. Having a Mac equals to being the one who breaks your industry and change the world. And they brought a lot of high achievers. To make this association. How to do it for your brand. First of all, a thing that Apple did on this ad set, they separated themselves from the crowd. from the crowd. Basically, by talking about thinking different, that's very explicit, but you tend to do this in every marketing campaign, but it tends to be more subtle in a sense. Luxury products tend to do a lot of this on a very subtle way, but basically you need to separate yourself from the crowd. Show them that you're the best. And, and following on, don't say it, show it with beautiful images from your product. Beautiful images, takes, right? Recorded takes, um, some videos, whatever. You want to create this correlation the same way that Apple did their correlation of thinking different to having a Mac. You want to do this positioning, right? Of associating the best with your brand. Because when you're the best in your niche, in your field, you can charge the price that you want, and there will always people to buy from you. And we want to make a lot of money with big profits margins because it's business. We're not an AGL, right? So the second part of it. Whoops. After you separate yourself from the crowd by showing that you're the best, not showing, but making the association, you want to inflict people pain, right? And basically on this type of ad set, it's very explicit, but in your ads, you will show that they are misunderstood, that they're special, better, different, but misunderstood, right? So you feel this difference and create an association of higher achievers to what you're selling. This is basically some meta points for your campaign, right? Because you want to create an association of high achievers and also separating yourself from the crowd because you're not everybody, you're not anyone, you're the best brand in the market, and not inflicting pain, but you show that they are misunderstood. They will probably understand that they are misunderstood, and that's okay, right? You want to bring this comfy feeling, this comfy emotion to them, right? That you're their safe haven. And how I would do it, this is basically some thoughts that I've written reacting to the Think Different campaign, right? So here's some examples. The different. You see the world differently in a way that no one does. You can do this to any kind of niche, right? You see yourself differently than people see you. You see your work differently than people see you. You see your style, your fashion style, right? Your clothes, your ways different that the world sees. You see life, you see the world in a way that people tend to not see. And by that, you're misunderstood, right? You're misunderstood. Genius isolated in their own minds. No one understands you. No one understands you because you're different because you see things in a way that people don't see. You think different. But even though you're misunderstood, we recognize you. We recognize you because we are also different. We're a group of different people. We're a brand of different people. We sell different products. We don't sell to anyone. We sell to different people, high achievers, the best on their fields. And we recognize you as one of us. But we're the ones who understand what you're seeing. We see the light in you, what you're capable of. Us, the misfits. And by that, we're the ones, by seeing the world differently, we're the ones who make the difference in the world. We're the ones who make the difference in the world. The one who makes it happen. right now. And right now, we need your work. We need what you can bring to the world. Be the difference you want to see in the world. Repeating it again, be the difference you want to see in the world. We need you. Make it happen. See, this was an adaptation of the Think Different campaign. Of course, it was something that I did on the run, right? 3 minutes maximum. It was like I was just having the ideas and was writing it down. But you got the feeling, right? You're basically showing that they're different. You're not showing, you're recognizing that they're different. There's a difference right there. You're recognizing that they're different for the good. And when you tend to be different for different, right? People tend to have to do the associations of them being different for them being better. That's something that's like really subconscious, but like they're associating the difference, very different, as being better than the rest. And this feeling is something that you can sell on, right? This feeling of superiority, quote unquote, right? You're different. You see the world different. You're superior. And by being superior and not everybody understands you, you're misunderstood. And we recognize you. We see you as one of the different because you're seeing this ad, because you're understanding what we're trying to say. And we need you. And this is something really for the ego, right? And we need you. We need for you to make the difference in the world. And this also functions with people who are kind of lazy, right? You give a little shake on them, right? Like, we need you, you know? And basically, this is kind of a impactful sentence. It was something that I thought and I wrote, right? Be the difference you want to see in the world. We need you, right? This ego boost right there. Make it happen. For this specific campaign, I would use for this altered version of the thing different. I will use this make it happen because I'm associating that to be the difference you want to see in the world and that we need you. Make it happen. This is more of a call to action, right? A CTA, like move, make it happen. And then boom, link below, This is kind of a different CTA, but it works even more because it will be the last thing that they will see. So you put it like make it happen. Click the link below. Boom. Because the whole ad you were basically giving like ego boosts to them. Ego boost, ego boost, ego boost, and then you give a highly impactful sentence like be the difference you want to see in the world. Boom. We need you, and later make it happen. So like, we need you, make it happen, move, click on the link below, buy our stuff, give us money, boom. This is basically what I'm trying to say here, right? This was a bit off topic, but I think it was a good video to express some ideas, some insights on marketing. And if you guys want to see more of that, more of some of my insights on some different marketing campaigns, other types of campaigns, iconic ones, but it's better to see iconic ones. But actually not, but and if you liked it, drop a follow, whatever, and book a call with me. The link's here below. Book a call. Book a call. Book a call with me so we can talk and see what we can do to your business, how we can increment your sales, how we can bring more people to your customer base, how we can convert a better percentage of your leads, and how to increase your revenue and profit, right? Because revenues for vanity, profit is for sanity. We want money in the bank. We want money in, right? It doesn't matter if you had the best headset of the world, it doesn't sell. We need to bring money in. And my family is a family from business owners too, so I understand every part of that, part of operations, part of margins, and how the budget matters, right? Budget, it isn't something that you're just sprinkling it all around, and if it goes, it goes. If it brings people, it brings. If it doesn't, it happens. No, we're here in a mathematical way, in a calculated way, and as a way that we understand you, the business owner, right? I'm a business owner too, right? So if you want to see what we can do to your brand, specifically tailored to your brand, book with us a strategic call. I'll be there. We'll be talking specifically about your business, about your brand, and what we can do to solve your problems and bring more people in, convert them, bring them back, sell more to them, and increase your LTV to infinite amount of dollars. So book a call below. The link will be here, will be down below, will be on the description, and on the comments. Book a call. I'll see you there. Have a nice one.